It's December 10th, and the strange side of history awaits. Today, we have a king who walked away from a crown, a book of strange early facts, and the birth of the world's most coveted award. Let's begin. On December 10th, 1936, Britain awoke to a royal shock. King Edward VIII, the man born to rule an empire, renounced his throne for a woman the public barely knew. But behind the romantic headlines lied something far darker. While Edward declared he could not live without the woman I love, British intelligence had already been quietly watching Wall Simpson. Agents had combed through her letters, her motives, her friendships. Rumors swirled through MI5, whispers that she might have been entangled with foreign influence. Some in government feared Edward wasn't stepping down for love, but was being pushed out before unseen hands could pull him deeper. And the eerie part, certain intelligent files from that winter, files detailing what MI5 observed, who they followed, and what they feared, remain heavily redacted, even today. Entire pages blacked out, whole sections sealed away for reasons no one will publicly explain. Did Edward abdicate to protect the monarchy, or was he already compromised? Nearly 90 years later, the truth remains locked behind inked-out lines and aging vaults. A reminder that even kings, at the height of their power, can be undone with forces that move in the shadows. So, was it for love? Or was the truth deeper, so deep that it might rewrite everything we thought we knew about Britain's monarchy? On December 10th, 1768, the very first volume of the Encyclopædia Britannica appeared in Edinburgh, a book meant to organize all human knowledge. What the public didn't realize was hidden among the pages were entries so strange, so unsettling, that historians still debate how they were ever approved. Because this wasn't the polished encyclopedia we know today. This early edition blended facts with eerie speculation, documenting sciences that modern experts now consider bizarre. Inside, readers found instructions on treating illnesses with methods that bordered on ritual, strange descriptions of mythical creatures placed alongside real animals without explanation, and sections on astronomy that differed into ominous predictions, warning about celestial events that could erase mankind, written as if they were eyewitness accounts. Some historians believe the authors were simply products of their time. Others suspect they deliberately included controversial knowledge, ideas considered too dangerous, too taboo, to record openly. But a few researchers studying rare surviving first editions point to something stranger. Handwritten notes from the margin of anonymous owners, notes hinting that certain entries were not meant for public eyes, and that even darker chapters had been removed before printing. Over 250 years later, the first Britannica still feels like a book straddling two worlds, one foot in the age of reason, and the other planted firmly in the shadows of mystery. On December 10th, 1901, the world gathered in hushed anticipation as the very first Nobel Prizes were awarded, a ceremony meant to celebrate humanity's brightest minds. But few understood the strange and unsettling story behind the grandeur and the story not rooted in triumph, but in terror and regret. Alfred Nobel, the man whose fortune funded the prizes, had spent his life surrounded by explosives. And when the newspaper mistakenly published his obituary, calling him the Merchant of Death, he jumped into action. Nobel rewrote his entire will, leaving behind a mysterious document that stunned his family and confused legal scholars. What followed were years of secret negotiations, contested estates, and private meetings behind locked doors, all to interpret Nobel's cryptic final wishes. And so, on the 5th anniversary of his death, world leaders gathered to honor discoveries in physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, and peace. But hovering over the ceremony was the eerie truth. These awards existed because a man spent his final years trying to escape a legacy he believed would damn him. More than a century later, the ceremony continues, but the ghost of its original story never truly faded. Did Alfred Nobel create the prize to uplift humanity, or to outrun the shadow that he helped unleash? Another day, another strange bite from history. Like, comment, and subscribe. Your next eerie dose is just a day away.